Yo, it's your boy Wayne J. And of course, I got something to say. I got my first blood with me today. Real family, real blood cousin, you know. My daddy, his mama, brothers and sisters family, you know what I mean? That's how we rocking. But man, we got together and said, hey look, we gotta have a conversation, man. And the conversation we gonna have on this particular episode is parenting, man. Parenting for males, single parenting for males, especially black males. You know, me and his situation is somewhat similar, you know. But man, here we are. Here we are, man. You know. What's good, fam?
Man, I don't know, cuz, man, same old thing with me, man, working, staying out the way.
Out the way, it's the best way to be, man.
Absolutely.
Best way to be, man. Most definitely, man. Um, What's good, man? You know what I'm saying? Kick this thing off, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. What's on your mind, man? You know what I mean?
Well, basically, just, when I came to you, I was like, man, we need to just, speak on, the situation with single parenting, man. You know what I mean? Because a lot more guys are single parents now than it was, 5, 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So, I was trying to give somebody some insight. Hopefully, I can tell somebody something that might help them or something. You know what I mean? I don't want nobody to think I'm no, counselor or nothing. I'm just telling you from my experience. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I got been through with my kids.
What's up? Man, what you think is the? I guess what you think the hardest part is with this parenting thing? Or what would be the most challenging with this parenting
Man,
thing?
the most challenging with them boys, man, is keeping them, like you say, out the way. You know what I mean? Because you can instill everything you're supposed to instill in them. But at the end of the day, they got their own mind. And then when they go out that door, they face with all kind of stuff, man, that we didn't even have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling somebody the other day, I said, that ain't the same outside that we came up in, you know what I mean?
Right.
A whole lot more different stuff going on, you know what I mean? A lot worse.
Right.
So,
yeah, I feel that. You know what I mean? Society can suck you in. You know what I mean? You get enticed easy.
yeah.
Just walking out the front door. You know what I mean? It's like it's a different world than when we grew up. You know, I can agree with that, man. I think for me, one of the most hardest things, man, is just being able to accept that you cannot be there 24/7.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, they're gonna make their own choices and their own decisions. And you can instill in them all the good things, lay down a solid foundation, giving them the morals, values, good home training. But at the end of the day, it's about choices, you know. And I had to realize that, man, because you cannot protect them. You cannot protect them 24/7. You know.
There's stuff out there waiting for them that you don't even know waiting for them. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it's totally different when we grew up.
Right.
Facing all kind of stuff, man. Trying to fit in, be with the in crowd. You know what I mean? Man.
Yeah, man. I feel like as parents, man, it's our responsibility to hold our children accountable. You know, it's important to be able to correct your children when they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? And let them know it's consequences behind a particular behavior, a particular disobedience, or anything that goes against, what I'm saying, what you teaching them. I'm not gonna say we don't do enough, but in time and oftentimes I have saw, you know, with just me being involved with you with coach football or whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, a lot of parents let their children get away with whatever. They can say whatever, they can do whatever, you know what I mean? And there's no consequences behind, the actions of the child. So I think that's important, man. You know what I'm saying? And I made sure that I make sure that my kids understand the importance of you know, them being held accountable for their actions and their doings, even up until the situation that my oldest boy had got himself in.
Yeah.
I always reminded that, you know,
You gotta instill that accountability though, you know what I mean? Because for every action, there's a reaction. You know what I'm saying? You gotta instill that in them boys, let them know, man, if you do this right here, this right here coming for you. You know what I mean? See, it'd be a lot of parents' problem though. They'd be like trying to be their friend instead of like being the authority figure. But see, they come from, you know, like mama them whoop me all the time, so I ain't gonna do my kids like it. But they whooping didn't kill you though. You see what I'm saying? It kept you straight, man. It made who you is today. For real.
So no. Man, you know, another important thing is being able to talk to your kids. You know, your kids should never be afraid to have a conversation with you. You know, I think it's very important for you to have that bonding relationship with your children, for them not to be afraid to jump on the phone and call daddy. You know what I'm saying? The honesty part is important. You know what I'm saying? They don't owe you no lie. I always tell my sons, look here, if you don't keep it real with nobody else, make sure you always keep it solid with me, because that's the only way that I can help you and make sure, you know what I'm saying, that everything is everything, as long as I got the truth in any situation. You know what I mean? So the honesty part is very important, man, and you know, dealing with your children. A lot of people feel like they can't talk to mama or daddy because, you know, they don't have their relationship or bond, and plus, you know, yeah. But yeah, man, what do you think on that?
Yeah. That's one thing I always try to do. I always try to make myself like approachable to my kids. You know what I'm saying? I always try to make them feel like, you know, ain't nothing we can't rap about. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got going on, you can come to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do, though, man, as a father, especially like you say, dealing with dudes. You know what I mean? Because it's a different ball game here for the black man where we live at, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, opportunities slim to none. It's designed for to what? Get in trouble, get locked up. You know what I mean? Get in the system. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times that's the main thing you try to steer them away from, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it get hard, cause
All the time.
man, it get hard, man. You know how it is, right?
You know, man, it's this thing that we grew up. Our grandparents and parents, aunties and uncles, always said, "Don't do as I do, do as I say do."
Yeah, I heard this one.
Man, that's I don't necessarily, as a grown man, I don't think I necessarily agree with that statement, man, because you know you gotta lead by example. You know what I'm saying? With what your children see you doing coming up, what they hear you saying coming up, it's only natural for them to grasp and learn those things and learn those behaviors. I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real, cuz. Yeah.
You know, you could tell a kid don't do as I do, but if you constantly doing it in front of them, what are they gonna pick up?
I give you an example, man. Like my oldest son, when I first got cousin to him, man, you know, I wasn't moving the way I need to be moved. You know what I'm saying? I had so much other things going on, you know what I'm saying? Toxic relationships, you know what I'm saying? Trying to run the studio, whatever, you know what I mean? So at the time I got cousin to him, I really didn't need custody of him, you know what I'm saying? Because like you say, don't do as I do as I say. But it's hard to do, you know what I'm saying, when you expose them to so much stuff that they shouldn't even be exposed to. You know what I mean? And it started early with Cam, man. I'm talking about when he was 2, 3 years old, cause all he used to buy was toy guns. Not thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm instilling a love for guns to this little boy. But I didn't, you know, me being young, and then like you said, it don't come with no manual. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing the best you can as a father, trying to do what you know to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But yeah, you right though. That old, you can't say that. Do as I do. I mean, do as I say, don't do as I do now. Nah.
Man, because the thing is, you can think it, and it's just a thought. once it penetrate the heart,
man,
it's an act.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's what all of us.
Yeah.
You can think of it as just a thought, but once it's settled in on that heart,
man,
you gonna act on
here
it.
it comes. Yeah,
So I feel like that with our parents, man, you gotta be careful in what you do, what you say, and how you move in front of your children.
Exactly.
And you can't be mad at your children for saying them big old words that they done heard you say. Oh, I've been on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Cussing real loud. You know what I mean?
You something call them one. You know what I mean? Make you mad. You know what I mean?
And then, even with the music that we listen to, it's very important. Like, if they already, man, come on now. It really is. It's poison in such a way, you know what I mean? They learn all them behaviors, man, and them words, man, for things that we do, the things that we listen to, the things that we watch on TV, and all of that. So, yeah.
I give you an example of that. Like I said, like Cam was around when I had the studio or whatever, so everybody come up there, they rapping, you know what I'm saying? True enough is music or whatever, but they rapping, they glorifying robbing, stealing, killing. So he a young dude, he loving that. You know what I'm saying? He thinking that's what it really is. You see what I'm saying? So then, like I said, I realized he was like gravitating toward that street. So I'm like, man, what am I doing with this little boy? You feel me?
Right.
I'm messing this little dude up. So I start moving totally different. You know what I'm saying? And go back to what you said though. I done said, do as I say, don't do as I do, but he done seen me doing this so long.
Right,
so when I start doing something different, that's Chinese to him. You see what I'm saying?
It's a foreign language.
Yeah, it's a foreign language.
Yeah, he ain't even trying to hear that.
He ain't even trying to hear that now, man. You know what I mean?
Like,
now, Pops, you acting funny. You being different. Yeah, that's how they looked at it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
But you live and learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, out the top.
Yeah.
Out the top. Cause with me, I didn't expose my older boy, which I had got custody of him when he was around 5. You know what I'm saying? I was still young, super young. I had him 2 weeks before I turned 18. When I got custody of him, I mean, I did the best I could not to expose him to certain things, but you know what I mean. It was hard because his mentality, he was already, you know what I mean. But I made a few mistakes myself.
You don't do that.
I made a few mistakes myself. Nobody really knows this to this day, but it was one particular time in my life where I said, "Man, I'm down on my luck. I got to start
making
some moves. I was getting some money on the side. You know what I mean? Going to work every day. I had 4 or 5 people that I was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Moving. You know what I mean? And it was a situation where a dude had shorted me some money. Justin I left a crowbar in my floorboard. And the dude, you know what I mean? I served the dude. He was short. He was having problems with his radiator. So I knew he wasn't going too far. Anyway, make a long story short, I catch up with him on the highway. His car running hot. He done shorted me my money. I'm so caught up in trying to get my bread. My son in the back seat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He don't know what's going on. I'm mad because dude done shorted me some money.
Yeah.
Take the crowbar out of the floorboard. He had the windows let up. He wanted to let the windows down. So I knocked his windows out. You know what I'm saying? Popped him upside the head. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My son in the back seat, I'm talking about, he just screaming, yelling, Daddy, stop. And it backfired on me because the guy's girlfriend a month later had set me up. Yeah, she set me up, and then, you know what I'm saying, I had got a seal indictment, you know what I'm saying, for, X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna get into all that, you know what I mean? But I had to pay for that, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't until my son was a little older where he finally asked me, Daddy, you know what I'm saying? When I was young, you was out on the highway. What was all that ever about? You know, he was like, yeah. And I had to find a breakdown and tell you
what was going on.
What was going on? But yeah, I tried my best to move in a manner the man to where, you know, he didn't know
What was
how I
going
was
on?
moving. You know what I mean? What was going on? You know, this is my oldest boy. You know what I'm saying?
But it's hard to do though, to keep it from knowing exactly, you know, because they, at the end of the day, they observe it. You know what I mean? They pick up on everything. You know what I'm saying? They watching when you think they ain't watching.
Right.
A lot of times, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's how I figured out that my son was too caught up in the streets. I started peeking. I'm like, man, he know more street stuff than he know stuff he's supposed to know. You know what I mean? I was like, man.
Yeah. Man, do you feel that these young black males struggle with identity problems and issues? And I asked that because it seems that in the world that we live in, you have to carry yourself a certain way to be accepted.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You have to wear the latest trends, the designer jeans, the latest Jordans, all of that for somebody to say, "Oh, he cool."
Yeah.
You know, a lot of kids think it's corny to go home and do homework or to go to the library and do a science project. You consider a nerd.
Yeah.
You can't join ROTC program, Marine, or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You consider lame. He a geek. You know what I mean? You can't play the drums.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You play football. You can't join the band.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna be considered a sucker.
Yeah,
and that's crazy that society done brainwashed, you know, us to believe that you have to be a certain way to be accepted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I experienced it with my second son. You know what I mean? Because when he was like in the third grade, they tested him. You know what I mean? He had like 127 IQ. But he didn't want his friends to know that. So what would he do? Act up in class, you know what I mean? And all kind of stuff just to keep from being called a nerd or a geek, try to be cool.
Right.
And he did that all through school, all the way up through high school. That's why when he would like make them grades, I'm like, man, now you know better. You know how to do this stuff. Why are you doing that? But that go back to what you said, to be in that in crowd, man. You know, have to be, dressed in the latest fashions, costing me all kind of money just because so-and-so got it. You know what I mean? He cool, so I gotta be cool too. You know? Boy.
Yeah, we all guilty of it. I mean, my kids wear nice things, and but you don't want your kid not to have those nice things because today they picking on kids for not. Oh, you got on some such and such. They can't go to class and be normal people without being bullied.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy that it's set up in a way, but yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
Hey, cuz I wanna touch on something without going too deep, in depth in it or whatever. Me and your son, my son and your son had some situations, with the law or whatever. What was your thought process when he first got in that trouble?
Man, honestly, man, I felt like I had failed as a parent. You know, uh, I said, man, I done laid down the foundation for my kid. But then after a while, I had stopped beating myself up because it goes back to at the end of the day, you make your own choices.
Yeah.
My son got hooked up with some people that I felt like didn't have special interests at heart. You know, just being with the wrong crowd. And wrong place, wrong time, wrong people led to a ugly situation. And to this day, still bothers me that he got himself in that situation. But one thing that I can truly say is never stop being his father.
You can't.
You know what I mean? I never stop being his father, never stop loving him, man. You know what I mean? He needed me more then than he ever needed me. So I had to roll with the punches, man, and just keep on living life, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. It was a mistake. Believe he learned from the situation, and it made him a better individual. Today. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna ask you in return. Yeah, because I'm aware of situation, man. When you got the news of Cam getting into the situation that he in.
Man, like you said, I'm real familiar with the whole beating yourself up thing, man. Because, like I said, as soon as I first heard about it, that's the first thing I started thinking, damn, man, I done failed this boy. What could I did different? You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's blaming myself, basically. You know what I mean? For a lot of people don't know, but he ended up getting incarcerated. But he wrote me a letter once he got incarcerated. He was like, "You told me all the right stuff. I was just doing me." So that kind of took a lot of weight off my shoulders. Then when I sat around and thought about it, I was like, well, I did, because I moved totally different from how I was moving at first. Like I said, when I started noticing that he had a love for that street stuff. But it might have been too late because he was already too far gone with, doing what he wanted to do or whatever. But I tried. I tried because I moved away from down here because, like I said, ain't nothing down here but trouble. So I moved away for 2 years. But when I moved over in Hendersonville, that's where he caught his first charge at.
For those who don't know, where he's at down here is considered Springfield, Tennessee.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Small area right outside of Nashville, Tennessee. Real small town, congested area, you know what I'm saying? For the viewers and listeners listening, where we from is right outside of Nashville,
Yeah, 30 miles north. But yeah, though, I beat myself up about that for a long time until, like I said, I realized I tried and I did, and it's still good stuff in him. You know what I mean? I told him right from wrong. He knew right from wrong. I didn't teach him all the stuff that he was doing. I didn't teach him how to rob nobody, none of that. He was doing all that on his own. Them was his choices. You know what I mean? But like you said, you can't quit being a father, though, at the end of the day. Regardless of what he did, where he ended up, I was going to love him the same.
Right.
To this day, he called me every other day. I still take care of him, that's my son. I ain't going to treat him no different regardless of what he do.
And
I love him the same.
Off the top, little cuz sometimes chop it over Rue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rue let me know that he done talked to Cam.
Yeah.
And, one of the biggest things Cam had told Rue, man, forget what people got to say about your situation. You could have easily ended up
right here with me.
Right here with me.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, man, streets ain't fair.
Nah, man.
It ain't fair.
Nah.
Because I understand at the end of the day, it was going to be me that had to take care of him. Who looking at the camp outside of you?
Man.
And a few family members.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
About 2-3 friends might come through there every now and then and drop $20 off.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
When you had to hire a lawyer,
man,
who pulled up and said, "Here, man, you know what I'm saying?"
No one.
Here, this is for Cam. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I had seen the reality of it. You know, because when you get yourself, when you in a situation, man, the same people that say they look in your face, as soon as you know what I'm saying, they box you in. The same people be sleeping with your guy.
Man.
Same people that doing stuff, you know what I mean, that they always wanted to do while you was on the streets. Now that they see you locked up, they can make that move.
Exactly.
It ain't fair, you know. But yeah, man, that's where I was at. That's where I was at, man, mentally, man. I beat myself up. I told myself, man, that I done failed as a parent. But you know, shout out to God, man, that you know things worked out for the best. You know, what's the importance of supporting your children in their extra curricular activities that they got going on? You know, whether it be sports or whatever. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I just feel like that's a biggie.
Yeah, it really is, cuz. It really is. They gotta know that you got their back no matter what. You know what I mean? If you know, it means a lot to them. You know, see they got there playing sports or whatever, and see you in the stands supporting them, cheering for them, yelling their names or whatever. It make them feel good about this shit. You know what I'm saying? It make me feel good to do it. You know what I mean? Support them when out there doing something they love to do. I love seeing them do what they love to do.
Right.
Like my second son had a love for football, man. He pretty good, decent football player. I love seeing dude play. Like I told him, man, he was my favorite player. You know what I'm saying? Used to be Drew Brees.
Yeah.
So he started playing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you my favorite player, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, that's how it worked out. So, you know, I didn't miss a game. Never. Every game he was on that field, I try to be there, you know what I mean?
It make a difference.
Yeah, it really do, man.
It make a difference, man, to see them supporting, to know you in the stands, to hear you yelling their name, you know what I mean? And no matter how far you done traveled, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm here for my boy.
Exactly.
And both of my kids know, if I don't do nothing else, I'm showing up. If I ain't ill, if I ain't got nothing scheduled or planned that's gonna keep me from being out, I'm there. So I think in all that we do, man, it's important to make sure we there to support our kids and what they got going on, man.
I got a question for you though, cuz.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a younger son as well. Like you got a grown son. You got a younger son still in school, like myself.
Right.
Yours a little older than mine. What do you worry about in the future for him when he get rooted in age? You see what I'm saying? Man, have you ever thought about that, man? Man.
My worry is that he'll be exposed to a whole lot more than our kids was and is exposed to.
Yeah, he will be.
Man, the world moving so fast.
Man.
And they putting it, and it's not just, you know, we talked about how you walk out the front door in the world, you know what I'm saying, grab it to that. Not only that, man, they put it in your face, man.
TV.
I mean, the cell phones, man. You know, every child has a device, man, a cell phone, an iPad. It pops up. They looking at all the negativity, all the stuff, man. They already know, you know, stuff that we didn't know, that we didn't learn until we got older. Them kids is already,
they already on it.
You know, and social media is a good source, but then again, it's dangerous for the kids, man. Yeah. It's dangerous for the kids. So yeah, that's one of my biggest worries. Is man, him being exposed to a lot more. But it is what it is, man. You keep a good relationship, keep them close to it, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay prayed up, cover them. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Yeah.
And that's me. I worry about the same thing. Cause like I said, I got a 5-year-old. By the time he that age, I'll be so old and so out of the loop, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be worried about keeping him safe, like, but you know, what's going on now? Cause it's getting worse out here, man. It ain't getting no better. You know what I mean? So by the time he ain't no telling what's gonna be going on. So it's just like one of my little worries. But like you said, though, we just prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Cause that's all you can do.
That's it, man. Most definitely.
That's all you can do.
Hey, man, that's it. You know, just a little spiel on parenting from our point of view. Imperfect people.
Yeah, man.
Ain't got it together by far.
Nowhere near got it together.
Nowhere near. It don't come with a manual. There's no blueprint. You know what I'm saying? But just wanted to give a little spiel about parenting, single parenting for males, single males or whatever. So appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in, and most definitely catch you next time.
Already.
Off top.